Flu season is approaching fast. Details on President Trump's taxes. And an update on Amazon Prime Day.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at Noon. I'm Roy Jimenez. Flu season is right around the corner, and with COVID-19 still an issue, experts say that now more than ever, it's important to get your flu shot. ntTV's Edison Mesa has more on it.
Flu season begins around October and peaks between December and February, but because of changes wrought by COVID-19, now is the time to start thinking about when, how, and where you'll get immunized against flu this year. UNT's Health and Wellness Center is providing free COVID tests and flu shots to students on campus.
So flu season, we typically see an increase in health resources being utilized as people are getting sick. It's upper respiratory time. So a lot of people are seeking medical treatment. Right now, because of the ongoing COVID pandemic, it's even more important that we try and use those medical resources as wisely and efficiently as we can. So one way that students can help us out with that is getting their flu vaccination now to try and prevent a serious case of influenza that might put them in the hospital or require other additional medical resources. So flu shots are free for students. They're covered by the medical services fee that students pay as part of their tuition.
Emergency rooms and urgent care clinics are often flooded with flu patients during winter months. Getting a flu shot can prevent those visits and thereby prevent commingling of flu and COVID-19 patients who can infect each other and spread their viruses to other ER patients.
Students can also take a couple other steps if a lot of people are a little hesitant to get a flu vaccine. Maybe they've had a bad reaction to it or they're unable to get it. So we would encourage those folks to make sure everyone around them gets it, because we want to build what we call herd immunity. So the more people who get vaccinated, the more likely it is it's going to protect our sensitive populations, like people who are immunocompromised, women who are pregnant, and some other categories of folks who are a little bit higher risk for flu as well as COVID.
Students here can take advantage of the services provided by UNT's Health and Wellness Center. Let's go to Jasmine Clark, who is live there for more information. Jasmine?
Thanks, Roy. With the pandemic still affecting our country, many healthcare providers are running out of flu shots this season. In cities like Minneapolis, people who are seeking flu shots are being turned away due to the high demand of the vaccine and low supply on hand at facilities. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say that people should be able to get tested by the end of October. Luckily, UNT students are able to get vaccinated for free here at the Health and Wellness Center while supplies last. For more information, make sure you follow the UNT Health and Wellness Center's social media at UNTSHWC. Free vaccinations are only available to students who are currently enrolled in classes and have paid the student medical services fee. For faculty and staff who are not enrolled in classes, you can get vaccinated for $22. For more information, make sure you follow the social media account to stay up to date on testing sites and locations. I'm Jasmine Clark. Back to you at the desk, Roy.
Thanks, Jasmine. Last night we saw some rain in Denton. Let's check in with our weather anchor, Jessica DeLotte, to see if we can see some showers later on. Jessica?
Thanks, Roy. So we're actually not going to see any more showers for the rest of the week, but our current conditions right now are 64 degrees. It does feel like 60, and we are going to have wind speeds of 13 miles per hour heading north. Moving on to tonight's conditions. It is going to be 49 degrees of the low, and 46 is what it's going to feel like, so I suggest bringing a jacket with you. Wind speeds are going to be as high as 20 miles per hour, but it will clear up. Let's look at tomorrow's forecast. It is going to be 77 for the high, and it will feel a little warmer at 81 degrees. Wind speeds can range between 10 to 15 miles per hour, but it will be sunny and clear. That's it for our current conditions. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jessica. When we come back, the Biden campaign's response to President Trump's taxes and a national day celebrating families. Stay with us. In 2016, President Trump broke a decades-old tradition of President Al nominees releasing their tax returns. Now, after 4 years, a New York Times investigation is now providing insight on Trump's tax and financial information. CNN Joe Johns reports.
Just 2 days before the first presidential debate, a new report revealing some of the information President Trump's worked hardest to hide. His tax returns. A New York Times investigation says Trump paid only $750 in federal income taxes in 2016 and 2017. Soon after the report published, the president called it fake news, saying he's paid a lot of taxes.
Well, first of all, I paid a lot, and I paid a lot of state income taxes, too. The New York State charges a lot, and I paid a lot of money in state. It'll all be revealed. It's going to come out.
But the Times reports the president has been fighting with the IRS for years over a nearly $73 million tax refund he claimed. If he loses that battle, it could cost him over $100 million.
They're doing their assessment. We've been negotiating for a long time. Things get settled, like in the IRS. But right now, when you're under audit, you don't do it.
Despite the president's claim, tax information can be made public even if he's under audit. The Times also says Trump paid no federal income taxes in 10 of the 15 years before he became president because he reported losing much more money than he made. This, another detail in the Times investigation painting a damning portrait of Trump's success as a businessman, a selling point he used to rally supporters on the campaign trail. Adding to that, the Times reported last year that based on tax forms from 1985 to 1994, he lost more money than nearly any other individual American taxpayer. The report also reveals the president has spent nearly all of the $427 million he made on the TV show The Apprentice to help fund his other businesses and owes more than $300 million in loans that he's personally responsible for over the next 4 years. According to the Times, Trump used his status as president to attract business to his private properties, like his hotels and golf courses, to help offset his financial problems, creating direct conflicts of interest. Trump also writing off massive deductions, including more than $70,000 for hairstyling expenses and hundreds of thousands in consulting fees for the Trump Organization that match payments his daughter Ivanka received from a consulting company she co-owned. Joe Biden's campaign says the Times report is another example of the big contrast between Trump and the Democratic nominee.
It's the latest reminder how clear the choice is here in this race between Park Avenue and Scranton. You have in Donald Trump a president who spends his time thinking about how he can work his way out of paying taxes. With Joe Biden, you have somebody who has a completely different perspective on what it means to be a working family in this country.
The tax return data obtained by the New York Times doesn't include Trump's personal returns for 2018 or 2019. Following the news, presidential nominee Joe Biden has not yet released a statement on the matter, but his campaign seems to be capitalizing on the moment. JoeBiden.com is selling these vinyl stickers that say, "I paid more income taxes than Donald Trump." On the website, the stickers cost $7.50 for a 2-pack. Meanwhile, Trump has called the Times report inaccurate. He said Sunday that he pays a lot in federal and state taxes. Biden and Trump are set to face off Tuesday in their first presidential debate. Although it's nice and cool outside, let's see what we can expect later on in the week with our full weather report. Jessica?
Thanks, Roy. So we do have cooler temperatures all across North Texas. If you're just tuning in, 64 degrees is what's the temperature right now in Denton. Graham, Sherman, Fort Worth are all at 64 degrees. And if you're heading to Dallas, it is 66 degrees. Let's take a look across Texas at our weather temperatures. Austin and Houston are at 70 degrees. Denton is once again at 64, and then Shreveport is at 65 degrees. Let's move on to our full forecast. So we are going to have a high of 75 degrees today and a low of 49. It is partly cloudy right now, but it will clear as the day progresses and the week will be clear for the most part. Friday, it's going to be a high of 76 and a low of 57, and it will be warmer for the weekend. That's it for our full weather forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Jessica. The former Louisville detective involved in the Breonna Taylor shooting is expected to be arraigned Monday. Brett Hankinson was indicted on first-degree wanton endangerment charges last week. According to his attorney, Stu Matthews, Hankinson is planning to plead not guilty. Hankinson posted a $15,000 bond after he was booked on Wednesday. The aftermath of the Taylor incident sparked nationwide protests. Taylor was killed in a police-involved shooting in March. A lot has been going on in the sports world. Let's turn to Sebastian to see what's happening. Sebastian?
Thanks, Roy. The Stars are not going home after back-to-back games over the weekend and a thrilling showdown in Seattle on Sunday. All coming up after the break. Stay more. Put them on the brink of elimination, the Stars took a win on Saturday to keep their Stanley Cup hopes alive. The Stars opening the scoring late in the first period, Corey Perry taking Jamie Oleksiak's tipped pass and slots it into the top corner. Tyler Seguin also picks up an assist there. On to the second, we see Tampa Bay's lightning quick transition fall right into the stick of Andres Pallet, who slides it right past Doby for the equalizer. We now head to the third period where the action picks up. Braden Point with the puck passes it to Mikhail Sergachev, who takes a shot from distance and scores to put the Lightning in front. But while they might be down, don't ever count the Stars out. While the puck bounces around, Radulov takes a shot from distance. Rebound finds Pavelski, who finds the back of the net. Tied game going into double overtime. Corey Perry taking the bounce off Sagan and slots it past Vasilevsky for the game winner. Stars play tonight at 7:30 on Channel 5 to keep their Cup dreams alive. The Dallas Cowboys played the Seattle Seahawks in what can only be described as a thriller on Sunday. Cowboys opened the game with a field goal before Russell Wilson launches one out to Tyler Lockett for a wide-open 43-yard touchdown. Lockett would finish the game with 3 touchdown catches. Cowboys respond with a touchdown but miss the extra point, and Russell Wilson looks to add more to the score with what looks to be an easy 63-yard touchdown to DK Metcalf. But Metcalf has a Deshaun Jackson moment and is stripped by Cowboy rookie Trevon Diggs for a fumble and a touchback. Later on in the second quarter, Dak Prescott finds Cedric Wilson over the middle and takes it all the way in for the touchdown. We now take it to the fourth quarter with less than 2 minutes left in the game, where Russell Wilson finds DK Metcalf with the score to put them ahead. The 2-point conversion to put them up 7. The Cowboys one last chance to score. Dak escapes the sack and throws a prayer in the air, but it isn't answered as Dak throws the second interception of the game. Cowboys lose this intense showdown 38-31. The next game will be held at home in Arlington versus the Cleveland Browns at noon Sunday on Channel 4. That's all the latest from sports. Back to you at the desk, Roy.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for watching ntTV News at Noon. Join us tomorrow here on North Texas Television.